Hello and welcome to the first edition of the GEG Washington show. I'm Justin Talmadge, and I am here today with three educators from around the state of Washington. We kind of have almost all corners of Washington covered today. Let's go ahead and start with Lindsay in Yakima. Just go ahead and introduce yourself, Lindsay.
Okay, I'm Lindsay Grams from ESD 105. I'm a student records coordinator, and I work with all different members of school districts on student data and training them in their student information system.
Cool. Nice to meet you, Lindsay. How about Nate?
Hey, Nate Hansen from Stanwood Commando School District. I'm a .5 half-time TOSA this year, so it's brand new to me, but I teach computer science courses mostly.
Great. And Randy?
Hi, I'm Randy Fairfield, and you can see I've got my bottom third not working. I thought I had that going. No. But no, I'm a technology instructional coach here in the Richland School District, and it's my first year doing this.
Cool. Well, thank you all for joining me today. The reason why I asked you to come to this show today was to share your experiences at the recent Seattle Summit. I was not able to attend, so I partly have my own intentions here. I want to know about what you all learned. So if you would be so kind as just to share what it was like. Was this your first experience at a Seattle Summit, you guys?
Yes.
It was for all three of you? Okay, awesome. So whoever wants to, just jump in and kind of share what's on your mind. What are your thoughts about it?
I'll go first.
Go for it.
Okay. So yeah, it was good. It's a little overwhelming. There was so much to take in terms of new stuff, and you know, a lot of that was just kind of little plugins and extensions that can help you in your classroom. So me and the other guy from our district that went, we're just going to have to take a couple days and go through and rehash all the stuff. We tried to go to separate workshops to kind of maximize our time there. So, but there's a ton of useful stuff to know, but it's hard to absorb it all at once.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Is that similar for Randy and Lindsay as well?
Yes, I'll agree there was a lot of information there, but I was so excited that I got to go, and I learned something new in every session. I know for us, I mean, we've been using Mail, Calendar, Drive, all the docs and slides for some time now, but there were so many things that I didn't know. So yeah. I was excited. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Randy? Was it overwhelming for you too?
No, I wasn't overwhelmed. I've kind of done a lot of stuff on my own for the last couple of years, and I'd never gone to any trainings like this before. And so for me, it was really cool just to be hanging out with a bunch of people that were kind of like mind and were excited about the things that I get excited about. And you know, I didn't really know what I didn't know, and I didn't kind of know where I stood. And so I learned something from each session, but for me, it was also a confidence builder to know, okay, I'm pretty solid in a lot of these things as well. So for me, I left really excited about going and trying to pursue my certified trainer and that sort of thing. So it was neat to really network with a lot of people as well.
Yeah, that is one of the benefits of getting together, for sure. So someone get specific. Talk to me about an extension or an app or even more broadly, just a way of using technology in terms of pedagogy in the classroom.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
So a couple things. I was really excited about all the extensions that I learned about for Chrome and for the various apps. So one thing with organizing trainings, we train a lot, and so the Tab Cloud was one that I was really excited about because I can open up my entire training in the morning or ahead of time and just have everything open instead of going, okay, well, there's that one and there's that one, and opening everything up. So I've kind of made it my goal for the year to create all my trainings solely in Google Drive.
So can you be more specific? What is Tab Cloud, the extension? Does it allow you to cycle through tabs, or does it allow you to save a set of tabs? How does that work?
Sure. So it allows you to save a set of tabs. So if whatever I open up Like right now, I've got 5 tabs up, my email, my calendar, Chrome, whatever, and this. So if I were to go up and I add the extension, it adds to I think is it the Omnivox in my,
Yes. Yes.
right next to the URL. So then I can click the little link for Tab Cloud and I can create that as a set. So
Yeah.
then it's there. So when I go back to my, say, a discipline training I have coming up, I can just pull that up. And then my graduation requirements training, I can pull that up too. So, and I'll have those always.
So I'm assuming then that with Tab Cloud, you save those sets of tabs, and then can you generate a shortened URL that you would then give out in a training, and people would open up and get to those links as well? Is that how you would use that?
I'm assuming so. Since you led into that question, I hope that's even more exciting now. I didn't know that. So.
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know.
I've seen Tab Cloud, but it's been a while. Yeah. So those of us that have used Chrome for a while, we know that it is very tab heavy, right? So you'll have like 10, 15, even 20 tabs open in your Chrome browsing session. So having something like Tab Cloud, I think, as a way to maybe organize or restore a session of tabs or whatever could be pretty useful.
Absolutely. Yep.
Anybody else want to get specific for us?
Sure. I guess for me, probably the most valuable session I went to was Jennifer Sheffer's, and hers was about expanding your PLN with Google+.
Okay.
And yeah, for me, I've been kind of doing this on my own for a little while, so I had like all these different accounts, and then this year our school district got the managed domain, so now I've got that account as well. And just from listening to Jennifer talk and just kind of thinking about where I'm at, it made me really think about being really intentional about the way I use my Facebook account, the way that I use my Twitter account, maybe having 2 different Twitter accounts that are one that's more personal based on my interest, like basketball cards. I'm a big Dominique Wilkins collector. Maybe the people in my PLN don't care about that. They don't want to see me tweeting about that. And then also how to use Google Plus in a way that will really allow me to network as well. So that was kind of an eye-opener for me. Kind of got to clean all these different accounts up so that when you Google my name, I'm a little more intentional about what comes up.
Nice. Yeah. I think that's a common issue for those of us that do this work is the multiple accounts, the multiple Google accounts. And so I've come to use pictures as a way of helping me to differentiate between those accounts, and it's fairly easy to switch between them either as a new Chrome window, being able to switch within the browser, or even within a particular browser, switching Google accounts easily just from like Google.com and going up to that right-hand side of the screen. That's cool. Yeah. Welcome to Google Plus, I guess. It seems like it will be continually evolving as they've made changes over even in the last 6 months or so. It seems to be evolving, but I think they're committed to keeping it afloat in some form or fashion. Nate, what about you? Get specific for us.
Well, my life's been totally changed by Tab Cloud as well. Just in the last couple of days, I love that one. Did you just want kind of some of those technical ones, or do you want to talk about some other types of learning that we did?
Whatever specific thing. When I go to a conference, I always want to make sure I'm taking away at least one thing that I can apply, right away in my work.
Well, okay, the thing that hit me the hardest was it was a session taught by Susan Brooks Young, and it was called Beyond Automation, Using Google Products to Support Critical Thinking.
Oh, nice.
And what was great about it was she just modeled a fantastic lesson with the teachers. And so we were in groups of 4, and she set up a Google Sheets document where all of us could see each other's answers or see the other group's answers. And she took us through kind of phases of writing down some things that we already knew and were kind of obvious. But then the topic we were looking at was how to link technology activities with the Bloom's taxonomy and stuff like that.
Right.
Again, it wasn't brand new stuff, but the way that she had us work together to come up with ideas. And as we're posting them, we're seeing the other group's ideas too. And that's it. That's the top level there, because we're seeing things that we couldn't see in a different situation.
Yes.
And the technology was allowing a type of learning that was totally brand new, and we were totally engaged. And so that was a great lesson, and I plan to incorporate that kind of stuff. It's good.
I love that a lot. In the role that we play as technology integrationists, sometimes we get stuck on the tool itself, about what the technology can do, and we forget about, well, you know, a tool is only so good as the person who's using it. And so in the case of teaching, it's about, you know, redefining the way we teach and the way we learn. And sometimes it's a simple redefinition, like just allowing other people in the room to see what's going on, to see others learning, so that we're taking advantage of that collaboration. So that's awesome.
Yeah, one more thing I throw on the end of that. She had an observation from her experience that younger teachers who are more familiar with technology, if you're looking at kind of the TPAC model, the technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge, younger teachers tend to drop the pedagogy piece.
Right.
If they get busy and tied up with other things, that's the piece that drops. But for older teachers, they tend to drop the technology piece. I know that's the one they're less familiar with.
Right.
And I just thought that's interesting. It's true for me. You know, I'm good with the content. I'm good with the technology. So if I'm busy, I'm just going to throw something in those categories out there and keep it going.
That's a great observation. That's a great observation. You know, I think Susan lives out near you, Nate, out in the San Juans. Yeah.
Yeah, she said Lopez Island, I think.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely right. Anybody else want to jump in before I call a close to this?
I think I'm good.
Awesome. So Randy's good. And how about?
I'll share one more, just in case there's people watching. Now, this was an extension that we saw in Steve Schreiner's class this session. And while I don't know that I have an immediate use for this, I just thought it was so cool for all of those teachers out there that are English teachers or anyone, even, you know, anyone who's having kids write papers. So DraftBack is an extension where they can go and see the revision history, and they can see it in real time or speed it up.
Wow.
And so they could go through and watch and see kind of, okay, were they editing as they went? Were they, you know, typing their whole paper and turning it in? What were they doing in their revisions? And then also chart that data to see kind of what days of the week and how much time they were putting in on it. So that one got everyone excited in the room. So for anyone that's watching that didn't see that, it was just really cool. So
is this like a Google Drive or Google Docs add-on?
Okay, so is it? I think it cut out a little bit. So did you ask me if it was an?
I'm just trying to figure out if is it an extension or like an add-on to Google Drive and Docs.
Let's see here. I think it was he had us in.
Sounds like an add-on to me.
Let me look it up really quick. It is an extension for Chrome.
Okay, the Chrome extension. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
awesome. Really Let's see. That sounds great for particularly like in the English classroom too. Mm-hmm. What I want to do now is just wait a second and see if any of people that might be watching, maybe Kimberly Allison, she said she was going to hop on. Anybody that's watching from the link I shared in the community, there is a Q&A portion associated right under the video player on that page. If anybody wants to click on that Q&A icon and type in a question, we'll hang on just a few seconds here and see if any questions show up right now. And I'll play the crickets music while, let's see, where are the crickets? Here we go. Okay, let's see, back to Q&A, waiting. Let's wait a few more seconds. Looks like it's just going to have to be an on-demand audience for us. Well, I would like to thank all of you guys so much for participating today in the first of our GEG Washington shows of the 2015-2016 school year. I'm always looking for things to highlight to the community. I'd like to do some educator spotlights this year. So if you're interested, if you're doing great things, please share what you're doing in our Google Plus community, and I may send you a message asking if we can do a brief conversation, kind of just like what we did today. So we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll see everybody online. Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.